Oh, where have they gone? Where have they gone? Hi everyone, I'm Leah. Welcome back to my channel. I thought today I'd just sit in the comfort of my own home and answer your burning questions from Instagram. There is quite a few here. I just thought, I haven't really got any ideas for videos this week. I'll just answer some questions. So many of these questions about me and my personal life. That's okay. That's what this channel is, isn't it, really? It's a personal diary. It's just a public diary now. I mean, I've cried on here, I've laughed, I've spilt the tea, everything. So, here we go. So let's just go straight in there with uncomfortable questions. Okay, first question. Do you have plans on having children? The answer to that is yes, I do. I'd like to have children one day. I can see myself with children. I know that probably sounds hilarious because I can just about look after myself, but I do see myself having children one day. If I am blessed enough to be with child, let's not forget that a lot of people can't have children, so let's hope I can. How do you lose weight, Leah? Help. And then another question about weight here was, how do you maintain your weight so well? Good questions, guys. I've had a very slow weight loss journey. In fact, a friend sent me a picture of me 6 years ago the other day, and I didn't recognize myself. I was like, whoa, she's so round. But what's interesting is that when I was that size, I never actually thought to myself, God, you're huge. I never said anything negative to myself. I didn't actually think I was overweight at all. For my height, I probably looked a little bit round, but I never really had a problem with the way I looked. I wasn't deeply insecure. It was only after, funnily enough, when my last relationship ended, that suddenly I had one of those moments where I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to get fit. To be honest, looking back, I don't think it was like, revenge body, show you what you're missing. I think it was just like, I'm just fed up with everything in my life. I was fed up with where I was, just everything that was happening. I wanted to just reinvent my whole self. So in terms of how did I lose weight, I hired a personal trainer. We never really met in person. It wasn't like that. It was like coaching, online, accountability calls. I love that we always do that for a call, but no one ever takes a call like that, do they? It's like this. So we should do like that. Accountability calls. I got customized workouts sent to me, and it was about following a blueprint really to get me from there to there. So that's how I did it. And I think it was 80% food and 20% exercise. So changing my food was the biggest thing. And then in terms of maintaining the weight, it hasn't been difficult to maintain, because as soon as you get into a new lifestyle choice and you just choose to move your body more, you kind of just stay there, I feel. But if you treat it like a diet from the beginning, if you treat it like something temporary that you're going to do and then you're going to go back to your old ways, I don't think the weight will ever really stay off. That's just how I see it. So I was just like, oh, this is how much food my body needs in a day. Okay, I'll just give my body what it needs and then I won't eat any more. Obviously there's always days where you do eat loads more, but life goes on, doesn't it? And eventually you reach your goal. Are you still thinking about getting a boob job? Do you know what? I've thought about it less, but obviously an insecurity is an insecurity, and I always sort of said to myself, one day, you know, after having kids, I'll definitely get some sort of reconstructive, get it all looking nice again. But I think that's a decision I'll have to make way down the line when I eventually have had kids, and I sort of look at myself and go, can I deal with this? Can I just change my mindset before going under the knife? There's another question about surgery here as well, which is quite good. Let me find it. Don't want to offend you because I love you and your content, but have you had a nose job? Previous videos, your nose looks way different. Yeah, I have. It was years ago, so it must have been 2017? Yeah. I had a septo rhinoplasty, so it was medical and cosmetic. It's a surgery that involves correcting a deviated septum and also changing the shape of the nose. So for me, it was perfect. Uncomfortable with both. I had a nose that I didn't like, and I had a breathing issue, especially through one nostril that was way more blocked than the other for my whole life. So that was good. Yeah, at the time, I didn't have many followers on my main account, Joel and Leah, and I certainly didn't have many followers here. I wasn't even posting on this channel. I actually thought no one would notice. That's how That's how small the channels were. I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna get this done. I don't feel like I have any responsibility to anyone to explain it. And I genuinely thought people wouldn't notice. But what happens with YouTube is like old videos that you made like 6 years ago end up taking off and having loads of views, and people like then jump to a video from like 6 years ago to now just because of the algorithm, and they're like, is that the same person? Yeah, I mean, even if you go back on this channel, you'll see videos of me probably singing, and you'll see my nose before I had surgery. Yeah, it's not something I even think about, to be honest. I'm not anti-surgery, that's the thing, but since growing a following, I feel like a little bit more responsibility in terms of like what kind of message I put out, whereas a few years ago when I didn't really have any followers, I was just like, yeah, I'm insecure about something and I can change it, so I will. But now, whenever I talk about boobs and stuff, I'm a bit like, oh, what message is that putting out? Like, do I want to be that person? So I suppose there is sort of like a different responsibility that goes hand in hand with having a bit of an audience online. It's just hilarious that I thought nobody would notice. And in fact, a lot of people were like, something's really different. Have you had your lips done? And I was like, no, I had a nose job. Can I come to yours and Atch's wedding? I know you're not engaged yet, but I adore you. That's really nice. I'd love that, that'd be great. I don't know, I don't think we'll have like a big public wedding. Like, you know how some people will live stream their wedding and stuff? I don't think that's something we'll do. Otherwise, if we did go down that route, I'd definitely put out an invite link for everyone to join. But when you do live so much of your life online, I suppose your wedding day, you might, if we do have one, I hope we do. Who knows when, guys, jeez. Then I hope we'll be able to keep that private, but what a lovely message, thank you. What surgeries have you had? Great, back on the surgery. So I've had septorhinoplasty in 2017. I had vocal cord surgery in 2010. God, that was ages ago, 10 years ago. So I had nodules on both sides, and yeah, it was as soon as I left RADA, I was referred to a surgeon, an ENT surgeon, ears, nose and throat. It was amazing. I got seen on the NHS, didn't have to pay a penny, but I did do some vocal rehab after that surgery, which I did pay for privately, because you only get like 2 sessions of vocal rehab on the NHS, which is still amazing. Like, thank God for the NHS. So what else have I had? Oh, I once had a cyst removed from like it wasn't even a cyst, it was like an abnormal growth from my finger, and I have like no sensation there. It's really weird. Does being an influencer affect your decision making? I suppose going back to like what I said earlier about the surgeries and when I didn't have a following, I think at the time, like I said, I think I had about 100 likes on an Instagram picture. Like, I think most of that's like friends and family and like a few people that had followed me on YouTube. Not that we should gauge how famous someone is from how many people are liking their Instagram picture, but just to give you an idea of the kind of reach that I had, the kind of, do you know what I mean? I don't think I thought about decisions or my life choices then. And I didn't feel like anyone really had an eye into my personal life, previous boyfriends, stuff like that. Stuff I never share that online. It just didn't come into it at all. I was just Leah from Joel and Leah, and I just do my Joel and Leah videos, and that was it. Anything that happened in my personal life, like having septorhinoplasty or vocal cord nodules removed, all of that, like that's just happening in my personal life. Now that I'm an influencer, a lot of influencers don't like that word. I don't really mind it. If you're someone who influences people because you've built an online following, fine. Does being an influencer affect my decision making? I'd say yes. For instance, I've been watching a ton of documentaries in lockdown. I'm absolutely appalled at some of the stuff I've seen on like the Epstein documentaries, the stuff to do with Prince Andrew, the elite ring, the sort of horrendous like paedophilic ring in the upper classes, and all this stuff that I'm reading and absorbing, and it's just shocking. But as someone who's got an online presence, I don't want to, like, sometimes I'm like, I should just make a video ranting about this, and then I'm like, hang on a minute, is that a good idea? Probably not. So yeah, I guess there is an element of like policing my decisions. Do I want to talk about the racial climate in the US and the UK right now? Not really. I feel there is a responsibility to voice my opinions about some things, and I have on Instagram and on Joel and Leah. I think it's important that we all take steps towards eradicating systemic racism that exists in society. In general, my everyday decisions, I don't think they're kind of like influenced by the fact that I'm someone who has an online following, but certainly my online footprint I do think about probably on a weekly basis. Are you and Atch gonna marry? I hope so. I really hope so, guys. Not here for fun. Has quarantine brought you closer to Atch? Yeah, I'd say so. We've never spent this much time together. Usually he would go out to work in the morning, I'd be at home doing my YouTube stuff, or go to London, filming, working, meetings, that kind of thing. And then we'd meet back in the evening, have dinner, and that was our life. And then weekends together. But now he's in the house 24/7, and so am I. It's fine. I mean, it's brought us closer together. Ash, would you say quarantine's brought us closer together?
86%.
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
What percentage together were we before?
That's not how it works.
Okay. 86%.
No, I think it has, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think we're not used to, well, we are now. We were not used to spending this amount of the working hours of the day together. Right. But now we do.
I think we found it difficult at the beginning to adjust.
The beginning was tough. I always had, like, right now, for instance, filming a video, I would never have to think like, oh, you know, I keep my voice down, Atch is in there doing work calls, professional, corporate. Whereas now I'm a bit more like, oh, I better try and plan my filming around when he goes to the loo for 45 minutes. And that's just the way it is. Anyway, guys, I think that's my Q&A done. I'm now gonna start prepping dinner, because that's my life. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching if you've watched till the end. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I can see how many of you guys watch but are not subscribed. It's actually offensive. So if you could subscribe, that'd be great. Follow me on Instagram, because it tickles my ego. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. If you don't wanna see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up.